Welcome to the Girl, You're a Goddess podcast, the sacred space where divine feminine energy meets empowered living. I'm Hilary Burton, a licensed therapist, feminine empowerment coach, and professional dominatrix. I am here to guide you on a transformative journey of confidence, sensuality, and magnetic power. Whether you're manifesting your dream life, reigniting passion in your relationships, or simply seeking more joy and pleasure, this podcast is your guide to becoming the goddess you were meant to be. Hello, gorgeous, gorgeous goddesses. I am very excited for this episode today, and I actually just recorded the last episode too, and that was such good energy. That was such good energy, and I was so excited to share all of those things with you. So, if you just listened to the last episode, I was talking all about how much exciting creative energy went into the Awaken Your Feminine Playbook. And I am so excited to introduce this to all of you because I feel like this is truly going to change the game for so many women. What I've noticed in the past couple years about feminine energy and sensual energy is that it's very intangible. It's kind of floating around in the universe. We don't really know what it is or where it comes from or how to get it. And it seems like this very woo-woo kind of unattainable thing. And it's like, okay, great. I know I need to tap into my feminine energy, but what does that mean? Where do I even start? Where do I get it from? What does that look like? And then we know that feminine energy looks different for every woman. So it's not like there's a play-by-play of, well, this is what it'll look like for you, and this is what your life will look like. And I mean, there's specific things, right? You'll be experiencing more pleasure and passion and joy and fulfillment, but that looks different for everyone. My pleasure and passion looks very different than yours. It looks very different than my besties. It looks very different than the woman down the street. We all have different ideas of what that dream life looks like and what that fulfillment and passion looks like. And so there's not a menu. There's not a picture that I can draw for you about what that would look like in your life. And so when women come to me to tap into the feminine energies, to start creating this dream life, to embody their inner goddess, it's very intangible. It's very out in the ether. I don't really know what this is. How do I even start? And so I knew I needed to create something tangible for women to be able to see and to do, to tap into their unique feminine energy. Because for me to say, well, this is the practice that I do every day. And I sit in front of my mirror and I do embodiment work and I do some sensual movement and then I sit under my red light and I meditate and then I visualize my dream life and then I go live my day and ta-da! And they're like, okay, well, I don't know if that would work for me. I don't know if those are things I enjoy doing. I don't know if that's going to help me, right? Like it's what works for one person doesn't necessarily work for anyone else. And everything to do with your self-worth, your confidence, and your feminine energy is inner work. This is all inner work. It's subconscious programming. It's your mindset. It's the thoughts you tell yourself every day. It's the way you feel about your body. It's the way you feel about your partner. It's the way you feel about your reality. Do you think things are happening to you, or do you think things are happening for you? Do you feel like a victim in your life? Do you feel like you've always been put in negative situations? Do you feel like you were just dealt a negative deck of cards? Like, well, I was just dealt this, bad deck of cards and this is what I'm stuck in. Do you have fears about money? Do you have subconscious programming about money? We all do, but is it positive or negative? What kind of household were you raised in? What kind of family were you raised in? Were you raised with religious beliefs? Did you grow up not believing in anything? Did you grow up in believing in karma and you do unto others as you would do unto yourself? Or did you grow up that everyone's out here to get their own and it doesn't matter what happens to everyone else? Like, there is so much that goes into the person that you are today, and the programming and the wiring from childhood, from the environment you grew up on, how your parents parented you, the relationships that you observed while you grew up have a huge impact. And so then socially, what happened to you in school? Were you bullied? Were you picked on? Were you the popular kid? And then you felt like it went downhill from there. Like, there are so many experiences that have formed your current reality. And that's not even talking about culture now, social media, the pressures of society. Have kids, get married, get the job, don't have kids, don't do that. Oh, you can't live that way. Well, you can't buy that car. Well, of course you have to buy a house. Oh, you live in an apartment. Like, there is so much pressure and absolute bullshit wrapped up in society and culture. And you had kids, you didn't have kids. You're in this relationship, you're not in a relationship. Oh, you're single, you're not wanted. There is so much that we are constantly inundated with that are forming our thoughts, it's forming our reality, our mindset, and ultimately, whatever we believe is what our reality looks like. Your life right now is a direct reflection of what's going on in your brain. It literally is. And I know that's hard to hear because some of us are in really undesirable places. Some of us are in unhappy places. Our lives feel very negative. We feel down. We're upset about things that are happening in our life. This isn't what we thought it would be like. I did all the right things in life. Why does my life look like this? I did everything everyone told me to do, and I'm miserable every day. I thought I found the perfect guy, and I'm so unhappy in our relationship. I had kids because everyone was asking me when I was going to have kids, and now I have no time for myself. I'm not fulfilled, and I'm just exhausted. I'm a shell. I went out and spent so much money and time and energy and years of my life on a degree for a career that means nothing, and I'm replaceable tomorrow, and I'm so unfulfilled. I went out and I had the family, I bought the house, I bought the car, and the business went under, and now we're all in debt, and we did all the right things, and we're not living the life we wanted. This isn't the dream. Everything in your life is your reality. Like, it's what's in your mind. Your mind is creating your reality. And so when we talk about creating your dream life, embodying your inner goddess, it comes down to energetics, mindset, and subconscious programming. It really does. And so in my coaching programs, yes, 1 week we're working on mindset, another week we're working on sensual embodiment, another week we're working on energetics. But so much of it comes down to the inner work. And so if you want a program like this to work for you, if you want to get into a 12-week program and you expect just to see results, or you expect that, this transformation is just going to happen, I'm going to sign up for this program with Hilary and my whole life is going to change. It will if you do the inner work. It will if you're expecting to make those changes yourself, because it can't be handed to you. That is the most difficult thing about therapy, about coaching, about making these changes in your life, because no one can do it but you. You can be handed the manual, you can be handed the instructions, you can be handed the rule book, but unless you put in that inner work, unless you actually get in that game and play, it won't happen. And so, because there are so many women interested in this, but it feels very intangible. It feels like there's not a specific direction, right? I wanted to create something that women could have, that they could do every day and sit with themselves to do the inner work. And so this offer of the Awaken Your Feminine Playbook, it's named Playbook because technically it's a workbook, but nobody wants more work to do. Who wants to be doing work? I don't. I was like, we're calling this a playbook because we're in play energy. We want to be having pleasure and excitement and joy. We don't want to sit down and be like, I have to put my feminine work in today. Let me take my 10 minutes to go do my feminine work and then I can move on with my day. No. We're going to go play in our feminine. We're going to go play in the candlelight. We're going to do some sensual embodiment. You're going to put some juicy music on. This time for yourself is so crucial. And that's the thing. It couldn't be a big life change, a huge investment at first, right? Because I know this from my days coaching women in fitness and nutrition. Because we would start out with this huge revamp of, well, here's your nutrition plan, here's your workout plan, and literally a weekend, it's too overwhelming. It's too much. There's too much change. There's not enough mental capacity to keep up with all the things that you need to be thinking about every day. So when you do them in incremental steps, it makes it so much more achievable. It makes it so much more accessible. And so, say someone starts a training program with me. Well, we start with, working out first. We start with the exercise plan. And it's muted down. It's not 5 days a week, heavy lifting. You're going to be there, an hour a day. It's gradual. Because we don't want the huge overwhelm and then the drop off. We don't want to inundate our lives. Our lives are already busy. Most people don't automatically just have, an hour and a half that I can dedicate to the gym every day. Let me just change my entire life between work schedules and kids and sports and all of the stuff. It has to be gradual. And once you find something is valuable and that you enjoy it, then you will make more time for it. You will make it more of a priority and you will find ways to fit it into your life. And so knowing all of that, tapping into the energetics, the mindset, the subconscious programming, it's hard to start out with a full-blown, boom, here's all the things we're going to change. We need to change these relationships. We need to change your mindset about this. We need to work on this. The upheaval of your life would be overwhelming before you even started. Like in reality, there are so many things that we would want to adjust in our lives. And that's why most people don't start, because it seems so overwhelming. And it's like, well, if I do this, then I really need to do that. And then if I do this, I really should have done that. So now I should really start with that, but it's too much. I'm just going to do the day to day. I'm just going to wake up tomorrow and do it all over again. Because the thoughts of what I really need to change and what I really think would make me happy are just too overwhelming. I don't even know where to start. That is why I created the Awaken Your Feminine Playbook. Because it gives you a place to start. So let's get into what it is. It is 30 days. So it goes for an entire month. And each day you are dedicating 5, 10, 15 minutes to yourself. That's it. Everyone has 10 minutes to themselves a day. And if you don't, girl, for the love of the goddess, please create it. You need that energetic time. You need that peace. You need that presence with yourself. You need to just sit in silence and process your thoughts for 10 minutes a day. So if you do not already have that, this is a fantastic reminder to create that for yourself. So each day has a beautiful description of your day, of your energy, where we are flowing through the month. And one of the incredible things about this playbook is that I aligned it with the lunar cycles. So when we are aligned with the lunar cycles, it starts with the new moon. And that is our time of introspection. That is our time of intention setting. And we're literally planting the seeds, like planting the seeds for creation of what you want to do during this cycle. You're listening to your intuition and you're setting intentions for the journey ahead. And so when we think about the lunar cycle, this also ties into our menstrual cycle. And many of us, our menstrual cycles are not lined up with the lunar cycles, and that's okay. But for some of us, they are. And so in this case, if you are, this would be when your period starts. So this is the beginning of your 28 days, just like it's the beginning of the moon cycle. So the beautiful thing about this book is that you can line it up with the lunar cycles, or you can line it up with your menstrual cycles. Same. Our menstrual cycle goes through the same phases as the lunar cycle. So it doesn't really matter when that is happening. Line the book up with the start of the new moon. Line the book up with the start of your menstrual cycle. So when you start your period, day 1, and you'll be aligned through your 28, 30 days. I know not everyone's cycle is 28 days, but this gives you an incredible guide to go through the energetics of your cycle or go through the energetics of the moon, however you want to do that. So we talked about the new moon, which would be day 1 of your period, which is what the playbook starts on. That's day 1. And so on day 1, you're going to get a beautiful description of the day, the energy you're in, the energy of the moon right now, setting intentions, what this phase is going to look like for you, and what you want to be thinking about while you're in this phase of planting the seeds, of thinking about what your journey for this next cycle is going to look like. So you have this beautiful description of your day to set the tone for the affirmation that you have, your journal prompt for the day, and then a practice. So there's an affirmation for you, and I recommend doing these in front of the mirror. I recommend sitting, possibly doing some sensual embodiment, saying your affirmation, really letting it sink in, and then you have a journal prompt for the day. And so following each day is a journal entry page. And so you can also write in this book. It really is a playbook, workbook. You can write in it, make notes. You can save it. You can section off, part of the note-taking page and do this month. And then the next section is for the next month. And play with it however you want. If you don't want to write in the book, you can have a separate journal. And you can journal in a separate notebook or journal that you want. And so you have your beautiful intention setting for the day, your affirmation, your journal prompt, and then you have your practice. And so each day it's going to be a little bit of a different practice. It might include candlelight. It might include some music. It might include some sensual embodiment, some movement. It might include mirror work. It truly is whatever you need it to be. So the practice is written out for you. And I want to give you an example. So because we're talking about day 1, let's do day 1. So day 1 is root into stillness. And we begin with stillness, with grounding, with the powerful act of returning to ourself. Your feminine energy is not something you chase or force. It already exists within you, waiting to be acknowledged and waiting to be felt. There's no rush. There's no urgency. Only the knowing that you are exactly where you're meant to be. Your affirmation is, I am safe. I am grounded. I am whole. I am safe. I am grounded. I am whole. And truly letting those affirmations sink deep into your body. Feel that you are safe. If you do energy work, do some grounding work here. Tap your roots into the earth and draw up the energy of the earth. I am safe. I am grounded. I am whole. And you can say your affirmations for as long as they feel good. Your journal prompt for day 1 is, what does my feminine energy feel like right now? How would I like it to feel? Take a deep breath. Close your eyes. Ask yourself these questions with gentle curiosity, without judgment. Let the words flow freely, as if you are whispering a love letter to your soul. So you can journal on the page dedicated for this, or you can write it in your own journal. But You're going to do some inner work and some introspection about what does my feminine energy feel like right now? Does it feel safe? Does it feel scared? Does it feel free? Does it feel trapped? Does it feel drained? Do I not feel it at all? Do I not know what my feminine energy feels like? And that's okay. There's no shame or guilt or wrong in any of this. However you are feeling is true to how you are feeling, and that is okay. And so I love this because this is just between you and you. This is you and your inner self working through this day by day, step by step. I don't even know what feminine energy feels like. What great awareness. That is great awareness to have that on day one. You know what? I went into this thinking, oh yeah, I'm going to tap into my feminine. I don't even know what that feels like. And that's okay. That's why we're here. That's why you bought this. That's why you received this. Because this is going to help you figure out what that even feels like for you. This is going to help you dive in to the energetics, to your mindset, to your programming, to your inner self. This is going to help you connect with that energy, with your higher self, to truly embody who you're meant to be. So you're going to do your journaling and then your practice. Create a space of softness and serenity. Light a candle. Let its glow fill the room and sit in stillness. Place your feet firmly on the ground, or if you prefer, lay your body down on the earth. Imagine golden roots extending from the soles of your feet, weaving their way deep into the core of the earth. With every inhale, feel yourself drawing in nourishment, stability, and grounding. With every exhale, release tension, fear, and uncertainty. You are supported. You are safe. You are home within yourself. So, I forgot that that was already in there because when I was talking about doing your grounding ritual with your affirmation, the practice for the day is literally a grounding ritual. So, I mean, it ties in so well and it's so intuitive, right? It's so intuitive, that's so aligned. Like if you are into energetics and you already do grounding, you would have been practicing that in the affirmation. You would have already started a grounding ritual and then furthering that intention and energy into the practice for the day. It's beautiful. It's so beautiful. And then each day has a lovely quote on it as well. So the body is not an apology. It is the door to the divine by Sonia Renee Taylor. So that is all packed into 10 minutes every day for a month. That's all it is. You are promising yourself 10 minutes to read a positive, uplifting, beautiful description of your day and the energy that you're in this stage of the month, in this stage of your cycle, or just because. An affirmation that you tell yourself, and you can keep that with you all day. Keep that in your mind. I am safe. I am grounded. I am whole. Your journal prompt, so incredible for truly doing the inner work and looking inside and saying, oh, wow, I don't even know what my feminine energy feels like. Or, oh, my feminine energy feels really drained or really trapped. Or, my feminine energy is great today. She's dancing, she's out, she's excited. Whatever that feels like for you. And then your practice, which is so aligned with everything else that you have already set the intention for in that day and where you're at in your cycle or in the moon cycle. And there's something else that I'm also very interested in because my cycle tends to be very, very predictable. I am on a 28-day cycle and spot on, pun intended, every month. But I am curious, if we start aligning more with the lunar energy, do you think that if we have unpredictable cycles, that would even it out? Like, do you think that would align them more within the 28 days? I don't know. But maybe something like this with these practices of the periods of rest and introspection, and then the periods of creativity, and then the periods of, socializing. And I wonder if the fluctuation of our energy would affect our menstrual cycles. I don't know. So that's exciting. And if you have a very unpredictable cycle and you go through this and you start to notice that your cycle aligns more with the moon or becomes more predictable, girl, you gotta let me know. I'm fascinated. So that's day 1. And that is the first phase of the lunar cycle. And so the first phase, the new moon, goes all the way through day 7. And then on day 8, starts the waxing phase. So this is our inner spring, because the new moon is our inner winter. It's our time of introspection, reflection, planting seeds. And now this is spring. Now we are blooming. Now we are glowing. Our confidence is up. Our energy is up. This is prime time for creative energy. This is prime time for being social. You want to be seen. You feel good. The waxing moon calls you to rise, to take up space, to own your glow. It's not about perfection. It's about presence. We begin to ignite the inner flame and let your confidence burn brighter with every step. You are not here to shrink. You are here to shine. So day 8 goes into a gorgeous practice of confidence and self-worth and making yourself feel good. Making yourself feel and look and present yourself like the goddess that you are. And so we go through the days of 8 through 14 for the waxing moon phase, our inner spring, and that would be our follicular phase. And so then we go into day 15, which is the moonlit mirror. Welcome to the full moon, the radiant peak of your feminine cycle. This is a moment of full illumination. Everything you've cultivated over the past 2 weeks has been building to this. The full moon is not just about what's shining, it's about what is being revealed. And so this takes us into our ovulation phase. So this is our inner summer. And I just want to read you the beautiful quote on this day. There is nothing more beautiful than a woman who chooses to be herself. And when you think about the energy of a woman who knows her self-worth and her confidence and her value, not from an ego standpoint, but from the, I know how much value and abundance my presence brings. It's juicy energy. So beautiful. So day 15 through day 22 is our ovulation phase. And then we get into our luteal phase, which is the waning moon. And this is the last season before we get back into the new moon. And so this is the sacred release. Welcome to the waning moon, a sacred descent into softness, reflection, and release. Just as the moon begins to dim her light, you too are invited to shed the layers that no longer align with your becoming. And so the incredible thing about our luteal phase is she is the ultimate bullshit detector. Women don't become more emotional during their luteal phase. I believe we actually have a raise in testosterone during our luteal phase. And so we just don't have the patience to deal with other people's bullshit as much as we do other times of the month. We don't have the patience. We don't have the energy to mask our feelings and our reactions. And so people literally get our genuine responses and they think that women are meaner, less patient, bitchier. No, we're actually just less tolerant to your bullshit. Anyways. So that is the beginning of our luteal phase, and this is the season of release. So everything in our luteal phase is about releasing things that no longer serve us, that we no longer have space for. And so that is through day 30. And at the end of the playbook, There is a beautiful divine integration, because I don't want women to go through this playbook and then be like, oh, well, I'm done. It's a process, right? It's a process, and this is just the beginning. All of this inner work that you have done through these 30 days is so incredibly valuable. But don't forget, like, this is the beginning. You're just getting started. You're just starting to reap the benefits of being in your feminine energy. Imagine what could happen if you were empowered in your feminine and sensual energy. If you knew how much it could change your life and transform your life, you would want to keep going. And so at the end of this playbook, there is a beautiful divine integration to where you think about how you can continue integrating these practices into your daily life, what things you want to keep, what things you want to change, what things you want to add, and the next steps for you in continuing your goddess journey. Because we know it doesn't end here, right? It's continuous. We're all working through that. There's never a destination for this. We're always on the journey. Just like I'm on my journey, you're on your journey. And again, like I was saying during the last podcast, I am not putting myself on a pedestal above all other women. I am putting all women on a pedestal. I am raising all women on the pedestal with me, because that is where we belong. Because you deserve to be living your life as an absolute goddess. And so it is not about me standing above you. It is about all of us standing together and raising each other up. And combining our knowledge and our expertise and the things we have learned to help other women stand in their power. So I hope that this playbook is your invitation to truly make a change and to invest in yourself and to decide, I'm going to do this. I can do this. It is 30 days. It is 10 minutes a day. And I now have a plan for how I can tap into my feminine energy. There is a book with a practice and an affirmation and a prompt. Everything I need to tap into my energy for 10 minutes a day for 30 days. And I want you to see how much of a change this makes, this little effort. Because when we think about it, 10 minutes a day isn't that much. We can all make 10 minutes a day. But when you start thinking about your energetics, when you start thinking about the self-awareness of, I don't even know what feminine energy is. How do I even feel that? Oh, I think I'm feeling some feminine energy. Oh my gosh, I feel really confident today. I feel great about my body today. I was able to make eye contact with myself in the mirror today. I didn't light a candle yesterday because it seemed kind of silly. But you know what? I'm kind of feeling like I'm going to light one today. I didn't pour that glass of champagne for myself because it was just a regular day, but I'm feeling a little sensual today. I want to have some extra pleasure today. It's those tiny changes that add up to massive transformations, that add up to being able to change things in your entire life. So I am beyond excited to have created this for you. And I truly, truly hope that this is the olive branch. This is the extended hand. This is the sign that you needed to dive in and truly connect with your feminine energy, your sensual energy, and embody your inner goddess. Because we are all goddesses and we deserve to be living as such. Thank you so much for tuning in today's episode. The playbook is available on my website, in my shop. It is goddessguidanceofficial.com. You can get the playbook there. It is $55. It is a digital copy right now, so you can print it out. You can keep it on your phone and write your own journal, however you want to do it. I do really want to have a tangible book, so I am working on a print-on-demand service right now, and I want to make sure that it's beautiful and designed just the way I meant it to be. I do think having a physical, tangible version will be so valuable to be able to have that piece of art in your hands. So please go check out the Awaken Your Feminine Playbook. It is on my website. and is also linked in my Instagram bio at Goddess Guidance Official. Thank you so much. So please, if you got value out of this show, if you are excited about the Awaken Your Feminine Playbook, please write a review or share it with any other women that you know that might need to hear this message. I will see you all next week.